Coming up in this episode, Bunny's teammates come to the age of mature. Panthers CEO has sick death threats. And why Wakefield chose stadium over players. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates or new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Also, please remember that I'm still running my Buy Me a Coffee campaign. Just put your mobile phone over the QR code and it'll direct you to the page. It's for a future rugby league project, and we'll be determining that through you guys once we get to a decent enough level. Anyway, today's episode is going to be returning to the scene of the beginning of yesterday's episode, as Wakefield Trinity's chairman, John Minards, has revealed that the club would have been kicked out of Super League had they not started developing their new facilities. The club is closing in on opening its new main stand, which is set to be completed during the summer. On the field though, the team is struggling with 4 straight defeats, leaving them at the foot of the table in Super League. That result has seen some supporters question the club's decision to improve their facilities rather than invest further into the playing squad. But Minards, who was rocked last week by the announcement of Michael Carter stepping away from the club, has revealed that the club would not be eligible to participate in Super League if work had not been done on the ground, as it currently did not meet the minimum standards set forth by Super League. Speaking to the club's YouTube channel, Trinity TV, he said, "We were at the stage of falling short of the minimum standards required for Super League in terms of our ground. In a number of areas, but principally the quality of the stand and the seating environment. We were operating under an annual dispensation from the RFL to say they are letting us go for another year, but received very clear messages that would not carry on forever. We would not be in Super League now if we had not already, never mind the future and IMG, if we continued with the facilities, and have shown no signs of that changing. The facilities are doing it, so that was absolutely imperative for me. I came on board because I thought probably I could make a difference and help with the negotiations around the funding of that stand, and to the large part give or take a couple of years through COVID, here we are doing that. As repercussions with all those warnings and things like that, Minards believes the new facilities being built are vital to the club's long-term planning, as they hope to invest more into the playing squad in the future through the funds that are generated via matchday revenue and also out of non-matchday revenue. Off-field, historically, we had very little we could do. We couldn't hire out the pitch. We would have to churn it up. We didn't have much in terms of function rooms or other facilities we could hire out. We'll have a lot more of that, not only in the East Stand, but also in the refurbished corner building we're going to call the Community Hub. We're going to be able to make a step change next year. The business is changing. And it seems to be working, as there has been a lot of work going on behind the scenes to attract more influential and richer people, to put a better word to it, to the club and help out the club. We've got 1 or 2 conversations going on about larger investors, but that offers remains open. We're not walking away, but if other people want to come in and join us and help, we are open to a conversation. While the performances on the pitch are not going that well so far, and the pitch itself is embroiled in some debatable comments about it with the new hybrid surface, remaining the topic of debate. Further pitch inspection is expected before they host Hull KR next week, and also that news yesterday from Michael Carter. There is positives coming out of Wakefield as it's becoming more of an attractive proposition. People like John Minards should be thanked for what they've done, and also Mr. Carter. It's bringing the club up onto the 21st century. We make our move down under now as the Penrith Panthers chief executive Brian Fletcher has been subject to a vile death threat in which a deranged man has sent razor blades, used condoms and white powder in an envelope. Fletcher spent last week holed up at his home for protection before returning to his high-profile role at the Premier's Penrith on Monday. He immediately informed the NRL and Panthers chairman Peter Graham. Fletcher, who presided over Penrith's back-to-back Premiership victory success, described the incident as disturbing and confronting. I came to work on Friday morning the week before last, and when I got there, the mail was delivered. It was put on each manager's desk because this is such a big place, Fletcher said in an interview to the Daily Telegraph Australia. When I came to my office, I had a letter, along with some other mail, addressed to Brian Fletcher, CEO of the Panthers. I naturally opened it, and there was all this weird stuff inside in it. There were razor blades with the words "haha" written on both sides. There was a plastic bag filled with white powder, which I didn't open. There were also what looked like used condoms in the envelope as well. The thing that really concerned me were the razor blades. I told my chief financial officer and PA, and they straight away said I should get the police involved, which I did. The police came out and interviewed me and took all the stuff away, the envelope and evidence. I told the NRL. They were very helpful, and I also informed my chairman. Fletcher opted to stay away from the club while the police investigated the matter in order to ensure everyone's safety. The envelope also contained a letter with a threatening message for Fletcher. New South Wales police eventually tracked down the sender. The Panthers CEO said that he felt upset and affected straight away by the finding, but the extent of the situation only dawned on him when discussing the matter with his PA and financial officer. Both suggested the police should be called straight away, and when they arrived at the Panthers headquarters to interview Fletcher, and they also collected the evidence. Fletcher opted to work at home last week to ensure his safety and that of Penrith Panthers employees while the New South Wales police investigated. He stated the letter itself was truly horrifying if you got it. Imagine if you were just a normal person. I won't be repeating the letter's contents as it's readily available online. I don't like that sort of rhetoric. But anyway, continuing about this situation, if I'm here at work and this place is full of people and you get some disturbing person coming in, I couldn't put everyone at risk or danger in case it was something drastic. It wasn't addressed to my house, so I felt protected there. It's a strange world, stated Fletcher. This didn't seem like an isolated incident either. After the investigation, once they caught up with the person who sent the letters, concluding that they discovered the person had sent similar threats to a number of high-profile people in Sydney, or ultimately taking his own life. Fletcher acknowledged that the incident has left him shaken. I couldn't recollect anything that I had done for the previous few years that would have resulted in something like that happening. I didn't feel that way at all. When I started to think about it, that's when I became a bit rattled. I know it's rattled my wife and my 2 daughters. They were all pretty concerned about it. There's a growing trend of aggression out there at this moment in time when it comes to the sport. We're not soccer, we're not MMA. Social media, keep to your keyboard warrioring rather than actually going out there and acting upon it. Get your hands slapped for comments, as people cannot police what's in your brain. They can't. It's in your brain. When you go outside, send letters, or egg people, or even make rude, disparaging comments about people on social media, that's when the line should be drawn. I always say at the end of my videos, whenever you're commenting, please be respectful for each other. Why not do that in every walk of life? While that was all going on over the last couple of weeks at Penrith Panthers, their opponents, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, primarily their star man Latrell Mitchell, was subject to alleged racist abuse during half-time from a young Penrith fan even, as the teams were heading towards the dressing rooms after a well-fought first half. Since then, Latrell Mitchell, the 25-year-old Melbourne Rabbitoh star, told the Daily Telegraph racial abuse is as unacceptable in society as it is in rugby league, after he was allegedly abused by a teenage fan during a half-time talk. Both the New South Wales Police and the NRL Integrity Unit are investigating the incident, and authorities have been reportedly informed the club. They are now inquiring into what witnesses allegedly heard the teenage boy say to the champion fullback. Mitchell continued, whilst the support from the people inside and outside rugby league since Thursday night have been great, nobody should have to deal with racial abuse in 2023. Police say police sources told News Corp witnesses heard 2 phrases, both being used with the word dog after it, one against cleanliness and one against the colour of Latrell's skin, put it in simplest terms. But Mitchell said he was adamant the slur was racial in nature. South Sydney players are reportedly confident they heard the racist abuse whilst walking down the tunnel at the Blue Bet Stadium and are yet to be interviewed by police. One of those being Latrell's teammate I get his first name right, Keone Koloamatangi, as he went on record saying that he heard it. Speaking to the Sydney Morning Herald, Koloamatangi said, "I heard it. I didn't know if I'd heard it right at first. Then Trell turned around and said he heard it too. That confirmed to me what the kid said. Multiple people heard the same thing. I turned around, trying to figure out who it was. It was a kid. He was only young. There was a bit of commotion in the tunnel, but the kid was pretty obvious. It was him because he was looking away and everyone else was looking down at the tunnel." While in this day and age, I don't want racism to happen to any player, but I'm hoping also that this 15-year-old has been misheard. Totally misheard, and also Latrell gets what solace he can from the situation. 15-year-old kid. He's been either spoken to in passing about that way of life, which is wrong, and picked it up and thought, And best way to put it, he's heard influential to him adults, possibly, or friends, possibly saying this, and needs a bit of education towards what is right in the world. Or it's been completely blown out of proportion, and the young kid can speak to his defense and put it behind him and say, I'd never do things like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point, but I'm hoping for the best in this situation. I'm hoping that Latrell Mitchell doesn't get any racist abuse against him ever again, because no person of any walk of life should receive that sort of abuse. People would be better if they meet everyone as if they were a next door neighbour, in my opinion. Or the person sitting next to you at a restaurant or at a family dinner. I'm just hoping, upon hope, that this 15-year-old is part of a generation that is not racist at all. If there is racist comments, though, he does need the education and the punishment that comes with it. Hope for the best and for the worst. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business. You, me and everyone else can be respectful and comment on today's stories. There's a lot to go through, mostly at the boardroom level again, and Wakefield focused. What can you do, hey? Just funny how it goes around. Tell me what your thoughts are on the stories, Latrell Mitchell. It's kind of a sad situation, that, and I do, as I said, I do hope that the 15-year-old is either misheard or gets the right education. Wakefield almost being booted out of Super League. Ooh, goodness me, what can you do? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.